Choose your concealed carry gun wisely. I've gone through a lot of different pistols in my concealed carry journey. These are the main two I carry now. One of them I like to carry a lot more than the other, and I'm going to explain why in this video. And really, on paper, it actually should almost be the opposite. And there's just things that I've learned over having the two of these that I'd like to maybe pass on to you guys. I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short and just pass on some knowledge that I've learned. Yes, about these two guns specifically, but the lessons can be applied to any gun that you might be thinking of buying for concealed carry. Now, I'm not going to go into the past guns that I used to carry. They were mostly bad choices. Some of them just not great guns before I knew any better. I carried a Taurus G2C for a while. To be honest, it actually was perfectly reliable. So not all that bad, but honestly, just not nearly as good as either of these as a carry gun. I carried a Ruger Security 9 Pro when I first started shooting. Again, not a great carry gun. Specifically, I had the wrong holster for that, but we're going to talk about these two specifically because these are the two guns that I carry now. And I had an idea about them when I bought each one, but we're going to talk about the lessons that I've learned. So first, we're going to talk about the Sig P365 here. Now, what I originally did was I bought the original Sig P365. It didn't look anything like this. It was the little tiny 10-round P365. I bought that after carrying that Taurus for a while, and I thought that what I wanted was the smallest possible gun that I could get that was a high-quality firearm. The thing was perfectly reliable, but shooting it sucked, dude. Like, honestly, and yes, skill issue, I get all that before you get in the comments, but you know what? Shooting that thing was not easy. It was a tiny gun, and I didn't feel very confident with it. Now, by changing literally every part on the gun, I now have something that I shoot very well, and it didn't make any difference when it came to carrying it. So I got the Wilson Combat XL grip module. That gave me a full grip that I could get a pinky on, an extra 2 rounds in a flush fit magazine, and I got the P365X macro slide and barrel with the comp, which is longer than the original P365 slide and barrel. Put an optic, put a light on it. So in every dimension, except for thickness, it is a bigger gun now. You know how much of a difference that made carrying it? 0. I literally cannot tell that this gun is any bigger than it was when it was the original little micro P365. So that's the first lesson here. Yes, I do believe in getting a thin carry gun, but you don't have to get the smallest thing on the market because you're probably not going to be able to shoot it as well as a gun just a little bit bigger. This gun is a million times easier to shoot well, and technically it's the same gun. It's the same fire control unit, but I even switched out the curved trigger for the flat face trigger shoe. So I had to spend a bunch of money to make that P365 into a gun that I could actually shoot confidently. And honestly, carrying it feels no different than carrying that little tiny one. So I wasted a bunch of money on a holster for that tiny gun, on mags for it, everything else. So that is my first lesson. Get a thin carry gun, but get a bigger one. Get one with a full grip. Get one with a barrel length. Get one optics cut, and that can take a light, which that'll get into the second bit right here on the Shield Plus Carry Comp from Smith & Wesson. No light rail, but we'll get into this gun in just a minute. All that to say, I had to spend a bunch of extra money on my P365 to make it into a gun that I was confident shooting and therefore confident carrying, because why carry a gun that you can't shoot well? If you have to use it in a self-defense situation, you want to be confident in your abilities to shoot that gun. This video is sponsored by Venice AI. If you're not on the AI train yet, you are missing out. And you know what? I was one of those people missing out for a very long time. I'm always kind of a late adapter to these things, but AI is honestly amazing. The stuff that you can do with it is absolutely incredible. It's a very powerful tool for just about anything in your life. I keep finding more and more amazing things you can do with it. The thing is, though, is that things like ChatGPT and stuff like that, they're actually stealing your information and they're selling it. The former director of the NSA is on the board of ChatGPT. That's not a good thing. You know, Google and stuff like that, you know, Facebook, whatever, they listen to you and they advertise to you based on what you say. Well, what else are these things doing with your information? They're selling it to third parties, including governments. You don't, especially if you're a 2A person, you don't really want the government listening in on your conversation. So that's where Venice AI comes in. They're a full AI platform, but they are private and permissionless, meaning that they don't sell any of your information to anybody else. It's totally private. You get all of the benefits of AI without those downsides. So you might as well try it out. Now, if you use my link, that's venice.ai/sawtoothtactical, you can get 20% off on your Pro plan. The Pro plan is the way to go. There's just a ton more that you can do with it. You can use all the tools that AI has to offer. And I mean, by now, AI can do so much for your productivity, for your organization, your creativity. Just check it out. It's amazing what you can do. Again, 20% off with code SawtoothTactical at venice.ai/sawtoothTactical. Now let's talk about the Shield Plus Carry Comp. I bought this gun like right when it first came out, and I was very excited about it. I'd kind of always wanted a Shield Plus because I absolutely love my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. I shoot that gun very, very well. And so when they came out with a comped version, and it is a little bit bigger of a gun. So if you look at this right here, 15 rounds with the extended magazine here, and like a 4-inch barrel. This, in these dimensions, height and length, is the same size as a Glock 19. In this dimension, it is thinner, and that is the dimension that seems to make the most difference when carrying it, to make it comfortable to carry. It's also very lightweight. But I found out right away that I'd made some poor choices with this gun. The very first thing, like I said earlier, no light rail. So immediately it became a daytime only carry gun. So I figured, okay, I'll carry this one during the day and I'll carry this one at night because it can carry a light on it. One drawback to this, okay, no light rail. Other than that, it should be great, right? Well, you know what's funny is I've shot these side by side. In fact, I did a video like last summer, which one recoils more, because they're both comped carry guns. And surprisingly, the one with the real comp in the slide and the barrel feels like it recoils more than the one that just has the comp in the slide and a shorter barrel. And a lot of people commented on that video, well, it's not a fair comparison because this one has a light on it. So extra weight on the nose to help, balance it out from that muzzle flip. And yes, they're right, but at the same time, that was kind of the point. This one can take a light, this one can't. And any gun that can take a light, I'm gonna have a light on. So that's part of the design of the gun to me. So even if that light is part of what makes a difference in the recoil, well, then that still makes it win because it recoils less than this. If this could take a light, I would have a light on it. Now, yes, I know you can get like a TLR-6 that like hooks on to the trigger guard and stuff like that. No, I want a real light if I'm going to carry a light. So that was the first two negatives about this. Couldn't carry a light, and technically it recoiled a little more than this gun. Now, as I've shot it more and more, I've gotten more used to shooting it. And I do like that it's a little bit bigger of a gun. Like I said, Glock 19 size. But part of the issue here again then is the grip. So take that magazine out and you don't have a full grip. In order to get a full grip, it's with these magazine extensions. Not a huge deal, except that you kind of have to break your grip to drop a mag and make sure that you don't pinch your hand on a reload. Again, how many times are you going to reload in a self-defensive situation? the chance is very slim. But still, just one of those things that I've realized is not as good as this. Part of the reason, so when I had the original P365, I could still run 12-round magazines in it, but it was with, the grip extension on the magazines like this. Part of what I really love about this is the fact that the flush magazines, I can do a regular reload without having to worry about pinching my hand or changing up my grip. So it was another one of those things that I was like, I just didn't think about when I bought this gun. I was just excited to get a Shield Plus, specifically a comped Shield Plus. But now all of a sudden I'm realizing a couple of downsides already, no light, got to use these grip extensions to get your pinky on it, all that. So 2 negatives already. Now what is the other third one? This is going to seem like not a big deal, but it actually is. Where the rear sight is on this gun, this sharp rear sight pokes out and prints a lot more than this does. And on a gun that you're going to use an optic on anyway, and the iron sights are literally just a backup in case your optic fails, I feel like this is a very poor design choice for the iron sights on a carry gun. Whether I'm carrying it at the 3:30, 4 o'clock position, this sticks out. When I'm carrying it appendix, this sticks out and this sticks out. And yes, obviously I've got the longer grip on it, but what I normally carry it with is the 13-round magazine. And even with that, it sticks out. This gun prints way more than this gun does. If you look at them, it's got a bigger grip and it's just like sharper in this area. And those 2 areas print. This gun with the light on it, and I feel like I could shoot it better, prints a lot less. So for a long time I did. I carried this one during the day. I carried this one at night just like I planned. More and more I find myself just carrying this gun because I shoot it better and it prints less. And it has a light on it. And flush magazines without a grip extension. This isn't a P365 versus Shield Plus video, a Sig versus Smith & Wesson video. This could be applied across the board to any carry guns. These are just things that I've learned, and I tend to carry this gun a lot more because of it. And so I wanted to let you guys know, the more I carry these things, the more I just realize, there's a lot of things about this gun that make me not want to carry it as much. And so when you are going out to buy a carry gun, don't just put it in your hand. Don't just go off some YouTube review that said that, it's reliable and accurate and it shoots well, whatever. Think about all the different dimensions and all of those little things. Think about if you can't put a light on it. Think about if it has a full grip, because carry guns are the type of guns they're going to have these kinds of grip extension mags. Think about what parts of the gun might print more. And yes, so the longer years that I have carried firearms, carried a concealed carry pistol, I don't care about printing as much as I used to, but it sure is nice when you don't have to think about printing. I don't get all worried about, if my gun might stick out a little bit, especially depending what I'm wearing. You might see in a lot of videos, I'm always wearing like an undershirt and then another collared shirt over it. It's because the undershirt kind of, I tuck that in and that protects me from, the grip rubbing against my stomach or my side here, and also keeps the gun from getting sweaty and stuff like that. But again, certain garments, your gun will print more or less. And I've just found that this one prints a lot more, and the whole point of concealed carry is concealed. So that's basically the video. I just want you guys to think about that before you buy a new concealed carry gun. Think about all the different factors of the gun. I didn't do that when I bought this one. I was just, honestly, excited to get the new comped Smith & Wesson. And it turns out that, that I just like carrying this one a lot more. And so I'm kind of like, man, did I really need to spend whatever it was, $600-700 plus a holster, plus an optic, plus all this stuff, to have a different carry gun when I'd almost always rather carry this one anyway. You know, I could put that money toward a CZ Shadow 2. So anyway, that's it. That's my lesson for today. Just think about all of the different factors before you buy a concealed carry gun. Buy probably a little bit bigger of a gun than you think. One that you're actually going to feel confident shooting. But then also, you know, if you carry with a light, buy one that you can put a light on. Buy one that, you know, you can get your pinky on. Buy one that's not going to print as much. And yes, I could put the 10-round magazine in here that's like flush, and it wouldn't print as much. I'd still have this rear sight printing. But you know what? Then I wouldn't be able to get my pinky on it. Kind of defeats the purpose of buying the little bit bigger carry gun when I can easily get my pinky on this one and it doesn't print. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Let me know down in the comments, what pistol do you carry? Do you agree with, you know, my take on these? And let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know, let the other viewers know the lessons that you have learned from carrying and which things matter in a concealed carry gun to you or not. The biggest thing is reliability. Both these guns are very reliable, and I can shoot them both pretty dang well for smaller carry guns. So in a lot of ways, they're both just fine carry options. It's just lessons I've learned carrying two different guns that, you know, there's things that you'll just find you don't like. And that matters a lot on something that you carry on you every day. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't care at all about this rear sight if it wasn't a carry gun. It's only because I carry it and it like sticks out and prints this big sharp piece right here. You know what I mean? So things I've learned, hopefully could help you guys out. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like. Make sure you're subscribed. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.